So my mother-in-law. No, don't worry. I'm a very queer man, and hence that's the model tonight. We're going to do some trauma mining. Is that okay? It's a safe space. I want to talk about my father. I know. Don't worry, never touched me. It's all good. No, my father shaped me in many ways, obviously. The first thing I want to tell you is a little trick he taught me, right? You may have noticed I'm not a very elegant man. Tall, yes. Lanky, yes. Have I been called the flailing man outside a car dealership? Yes, I have. My mother can be very cruel when she introduces me. I'm also quite a greedy eater, right? I've been known to shamelessly order 2 mains in any restaurant where there's even a hint of a rumour that the portion sizes aren't big enough. Both things combined make for sort of a praying mantis style of eating, just like... And then there are occasions when I want to appear dainty and elegant, right? Dates, for example. Weddings. At weddings, you don't want to be the person who makes the servers cry because you demand more mini burgers! And then kick the flower girl out of the queue for the buffet. So the trick my father taught me, he called pre-dinner. Around an hour before I enter any social occasion that I would class as a social minefield, I would be at home having 2.5 kilos of pasta. Just like, correct? Sucking dick, eating pasta, exact same sound. Correct reaction there. Having had these 4.5 kilos of pasta then allows me to go into the social occasion and be like, sure, I'll have a salad. That's enough. So yeah, very useful little trick. Second thing I want to talk about is how I came out to my father. I came out when I was about 16, right? My original plan had been not coming out at all, moving out with 20, and then to start to have a gay life. Problem with that plan, I got very, very horny. I wanted to meet other men to quench my thirst. But I also didn't want to lie to my parents 3 times a day. So the only solution was coming out. Gathered them around the dinner table, looked down, very supple voice. I am gay. And scene. Thank you very much. That's my time. No, kidding. Reaction of my father, he laughed and then noted the date down on a post-it note. Now, as a reactions go, that's pretty good, right? Especially from a father. Problem, my father's reaction, too good, because he then went on to say, "Oh, son, did you know I'm also a bisexual? And do you want to hear about my experiences with men?" At this point, it's probably good that I describe my father a little bit. Like, imagine Santa Claus, but gone rogue, right? Big belly, long beard, and very booming voice. When he went into retirement, he still drove kids to school, sort of a school bus kind of thing. And when new kids would come on his route, they would usually be like, my dad's tagline would usually be like, "Don't worry, son, I've already eaten 2 kids today, it's fine." So imagine a man like that offering to tell you about his sexual experiences. My reaction to any notion that my father is a sexual being of any kind was the appropriate and a plea to never hear of it again. Now, what you also have to know about me is that I'm quite old. I know, you can't tell, my surgery's worked. But I'm actually so old that I struggled with having sufficient access to porn when I was younger. And my father, being even older, because that's how time works, quite a large collection of like artsy-fartsy coffee table nude books, right? You know the books I mean, sort of large volumes full of black and white photographs of women reclining over a chair and a piece of satin floating often suggestively. So one night I had a good leaf through, and after a copious amount of boobs, I found a little book full of naked men. Made a snap decision, nicked it. My father never noticed, so I thought. A few months later, the internet came around, book was all forgotten about. My dad got really into Russian women in his neighborhood, but that's a different story. Now, what else did my father do? Oh yeah, he died. But don't worry, it's not going to be a sad bit. I'm going to do 40 minutes into my Edinburgh show. That one's going to be about how my boyfriend lost his anal beads inside of me. But even that was resolved. Lots of water, clonk, clonk, back they were. Only damage, 2 dents in his bathtub. And he quite frankly deserved those. Yeah, so what do you do when your parent passes away? You go through all their shit. What did I find? So much porn. Turns out my father was into much more than just coffee table stuff. Anyway, what I also found was a little book I had stolen all these years ago. Which now makes me think my father eventually noticed and then went, "Ooh, son, good for you, but I also like this book," and then replaced it with the exact same volume. In true father and son fashion, we had earmarked the exact same pages. Which, don't get me wrong, is absolutely fucking weird. But also made me feel very close to my late father.